Okay, so for our homemade healthy pizza recipe, in a small bowl, whisk together warm water and yeast, and then set it aside. The mixture should start to foam after a few minutes. And if it doesn't, no worries. And then a large mixing bowl, combine flour, salt, and stir that really well and make sure that there's no clumps, and then add in your water and your yeast mixture, and then also olive oil and honey until a ball forms. I accidentally didn't film some of this, but I did put in the olive oil and the honey as well, and then I went ahead and mixed it up. And then you want to pour olive oil on top of it and make sure that it's evenly coated all over the entirety of that dough ball. And then we're setting it aside for an hour to 2 hours. This might look intimidating, but it's really not that big of a deal. And even if it turns out flat, then you'll have a flat pizza dough. It'll still be good. So make sure to cover it with a towel just to keep it moist and in a warm area. Don't put it in the fridge, and that's so that yeast can rise and that gluten can form. And then while we're waiting for that to rise, I went ahead and cut all of my toppings. So I cut that Canadian bacon and cut up my green peppers and half of an onion. And as you can see, after an hour, mine rose, and we just want to punch that down, knead it back into 2 little balls, and then we'll let those rise for 30 minutes to an hour in separate bowls. And again, make sure those are covered so that they can rise and have humidity inside the bowl. And try not to peek at it, just leave it there for a good 30 minutes. Coat your surface in flour, whatever kind of surface you want to use. Just make sure it's pretty big. They said to use a rolling pin in the recipe, but I just went ahead and stretched mine out. It might be a little bit more even if you decide to use a rolling pin, but I just wanted to make my own. I was being stubborn. And go ahead and just fold it into 4s and then unfold it back out onto your baking sheet after you've rolled it out. And then if it has any holes, just patch it up, and it's going to be covered up anyways by your sauce and your cheese. So make sure to put some oil on it beforehand. So put olive oil and then go ahead and put your sauce down. That's what it looks like before the sauce, and then take a spoon and just mix the sauce in, and then put on all of your toppings just after that. Then go ahead and throw it in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes at 420 degrees, and this should be your finished product, but with mozzarella. I used taco cheese. Okay, enjoy.